New Zealand. Kirsty and the
Who was
Beef.
most likely to get lost in New York and not make the game on Sunday, Beef?
Well, you're not going to get lost between Auckland and Whangarei, are you? That would be dear impossible. But we'll go with John Afar. He will let it all go out, I'd imagine, on that bus trip up to the far north.
Big Johnny boy, we can't wait. Time now to cross the ditch. Joel and Fletch are here, boys. Welcome in.
Brian, I was saying, I don't know how I did it, but somehow between Auckland and Whangarei, I got lost.
Yeah.
I think
it's pretty easy to do it. I tell you what, I'm really upset. Before we go over to New Zealand, I tell you what, I can't cop.
What?
Those blokes who are still living in the past. Like, you get invited to those old boy goes to have a game of footy. Like, who would do that?
I know. We know who would.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
I love giving back to the community.
We've got to do this. Let's do this.
The community for me, yeah.
Oh, are you there, guys? Hey, how are we going? What's going on?
Have you made the trip to the naughty north?
Oh, no. What's that? What's the naughty north? Kirst.
A wonderful place to tour, isn't it, Beef?
It is. It's got wonderful beaches, fishing. It's a wonderful part. Golf courses. New Zealand's premier golf courses now are up there. It's just the top end of our North Island. And I don't know, there's a whole lot of old guys going up there at the end of the week and giving back to the community, Fletch.
Oh, what's going on?
We're getting a rugby team together again.
Yeah, I love guys that do that. I'm really impressed by the guys.
We're talking about that, weren't we, Brian?
Yeah, because they pay their own way.
Yeah.
You blokes pay your own way.
Yes.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get anything for for doing it. There's no appearance fee or anything. Why the naughty north?
Not at all.
Kirst, why did you call it the naughty north?
That's the nickname for Northland. It's pretty much the Bermuda of New Zealand, one would say. Not quite as glamorous, but nearly there.
But the naughtiness, you say it's like Bermuda, you don't pay tax, or what's the go up there? What's happening up north?
It's just a beautiful place. A lot of sunshine.
Yes, I know that,
A lot of
Kirst.
sunshine, seafood.
Yes. Understand all that. Sounds beautiful. Beautiful, but you mentioned the word naughty. What does that mean? When you go up, you become naughty, or when you come home, you're naughty and you get in trouble? Do tell.
You can get away with a bit up there, can't you, Kirst?
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend with you, Beef.
That sounds like my part of the world. Okay, before we get into this, I know, look, Wallabies suck. We're terrible. But All Blacks also suck. Thoughts?
Oh, we're not that
Not to the level.
No,
not to that level. We're thereabouts still, Fletch. It must be said, but I do apologise. I tipped you in there at overs, thinking that they'll get the job done, and they came up short. But yes, there's a bit of an outcry around New Zealand. We're not used to going 2 games in a row against the South Africans, but we'll be bounced back. Of course, the Bledisloe Cup's not far away, so there's a good time to get the confidence back.
and we're playing in the day. It's a daytime game.
Yeah.
That's going to be running rugby at its best.
5 o'clock, 5:30 game here in New Zealand, so must be early afternoon game for you guys
3:30.
over in Sydney.
Yep.
Are you going to go along to that?
Definitely. I'm going to get my scarf. I'm going to go sit out there.
Don't worry about the NRL final series.
No.
The Wallabies and All Blacks.
I
That
don't-
will be the most important show in town.
I don't get to wear my RM Williams much, so this is the perfect opportunity. And I think I've got a blue blazer I'm going to wear.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, and some Chardonnay.
Yeah. Check shirt.
I'll get my driver to drop me out there at Concourse Stadium.
Hey, just on the rugby front, I'll tell you what, this lady's making quite the splash. So, Brian, I don't know if you know this story, Brian. So there's this young lady who turns up to Red Hill, which is the hometown of the Broncos, and the NRLW Broncos are flailing. They're struggling. But then this lady turns up and says, can somebody hold my 2 gold medals whilst I put a Broncos jumper on? Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yes.
Stacey Walker.
Yeah.
Stacey Walker wins 2 gold medals back-to-back for the New Zealand rugby side. Broncos are flailing. She comes into the side. Since she's been part of the side, they've won 5 in a row, haven't lost a game. She scored 5 tries and has completely turned the season and the team on its head.
Had she played league before?
She's never played league in her life.
Well,
never touched a ball.
You mentioned this last week, Kirst. You said that NRLW clubs will be clamouring over in New Zealand.
Yep.
To be honest, our Sevens girls, as you know, just like your Sevens players, are absolute superstars over here. Like their skill levels are on another planet compared to our rugby union players here in New Zealand. So they'll be so sought after. You've got 3 or 4 of them at the moment playing over there in the NRLW, and Stace is a superstar.
Yeah. So just on that,
and off the pitch.
Yeah. So just on that, right? So Tyler Nathan King.
Yep, Tyler King.
Yep. So she's also
Tanika Willison, who's playing for the Knights.
Yep. So with those girls who we know, where do they rate in the pecking order with that New Zealand gold medalist team? Are they right at the top of the tree, or is there others that other teams have gone, oh, please, let's get her?
Oh, we've got they're wonderful, and they are at the top. But we've got another 7 or 8 where they came from.
Wow.
So Portia Woodman.
Yep.
Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, one of the best players in the game. She's been named Player of the Decade in the Sevens game. She's won everything in Sevens and 15s, and apparently she's been courted by the Warriors women who have just made their first signing. So she's won. Sarah Hiddeny, another big name and a superstar. And then there's this young girl, Georgia Miller, who, as a teenager, took the world by storm and was named World Rookie Player of the Year.
Wow.
Like, she's insane. She will end up being the best female player New Zealand's ever had.
Wow.
So the NRLW, you would think they will allow girls to do both, to play sevens rugby.
You should.
You have to.
Unless it's a full season, which is not currently.
No, to build up.
For sure. Well, Emma Tonegado came through those ranks. There's a lot of them doing it.
Speaking of converts, Beav and Kirst, did you get around Mark Nwanganitawase's debut?
Yes.
What did you think?
What a debut.
What did you think? Were you surprised at how easily he handled it?
No. I mean, when his deficiencies in rugby would never. It's not what he's strong at. Would be tailor made for a league winger. You know, like where he got himself into trouble was sometimes decision making around, you know, when to go, when not to go, and the kicking side of things, and that's around the decision making. But no, I mean, as an athlete, as a carrier, and obviously you saw how good he was in the air with his first touch. The only disappointing thing for me, Fletch, was I had the Roosters 13 and over in my multi.
They were cruising there for a while. But when you say
I got a bit sour there.
When you say decision making in rugby and saying going in or out, is that when you say that, does that mean when to go into the ruck, into the maul? Is that what you're saying?
No. For in his position, so he was a back 3 player, so he was either fullback or winger, and sometimes teams were squeezing him as far as they'd kick to him, and he would sometimes have a crack when it wasn't on.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, if you get tackled, if you got tackled in league, it's fine. You play the ball. If you get tackled in rugby in that situation, you either give away a penalty or you get turned over. So no, I mean that was his only deficiency, really. I mean, you're seeing what sort of athlete he is, and his potency on attack, and he's only going to get better.
Is he going to get much game time?
He won't. Well, he's not named this week. I didn't think because we've got some pretty handy. Chook's got some pretty handy wingers coming back in, but I think next year for sure. I reckon he's going on the same. He could be as good as Will Warbrick.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He could get that because remember when Will first came in. Wilbur was sort of. He wasn't when he was running. He was sort of surrendering himself, and I think Craig Bellamy's got that out of him.
Well, that's right. You don't.
Usually you go down.
Yes, that's a good point.
And I think he's realised because he's so big. Will Warbrick is a strike weapon.
Guys, can I ask you this, right? As we embark upon our big final series, with the technology in the Super Rugby, how involved are the bunker? And if they are involved, how big of an issue has it been to this point?
Far too much. Like you guys, I know you guys have got some issues with it, but honestly, don't even moan because we get every single ruck, every single tackled. I mean, you could be enjoying a great try and suddenly they found a ruck from about four phases ago where somebody might have grazed someone's neck with their shoulder, cleaning someone out. Like, honestly, it's ruining the spectacle and ruining the occasion in our game. I know you guys got some drama about it at the moment too, but more often than not, it's that last play around the try with the NRL. But yeah, we've got our issues with it too. Like, it just slows. We analyse every head tackle there is and every contact that has a little bit of doubt about it to the nth degree. It's a big issue here.
Right.
Beef, do you think if players signed a waiver, and I'm talking about rugby union, and they said, look, I'll play this game. I don't care if I get hit high. I'm willing to take the risk, and I'll sign my waiver. There'll be no litigation at the end of my career. How many do you reckon would sign it? Would you say 90%?
Yeah, Fletch, I've said this for about 2 or 3 years. We have to sign waivers in professional rugby because, for example, it's ruining the spectacle. So there was a thing called, like in rucks, if you were brave enough, you would put your head over the ball, but you knew that there was some big lock that would come like a missile. He would leave his feet, and he would put a shoulder in your back, possibly your neck, sometimes head. Hopefully not. However, now they've outlawed that. And suddenly, you might have had 2 guys brave enough out of a 15. Now you've got 15 out of 15 thinking it's okay to slow the ball down. And Fletch, you're 100% right. The reason it's been cleaned up is because of litigation. You've just got to sign a waiver, and you want to know a percentage? I would say 99.9% of a New Zealand rugby player would say, you know what, the alternative is me being a builder or a plumber or an apprentice. I'm going to take my chances and try and be an All Black and get paid very well for it.
Yeah, totally agree. We've got to go, guys. But I totally agree with that. And it's no different to the Formula One cars who are driving at ridiculous speeds. It's no different to UFC who own what they do. Boxing own what they do. But we're kind of trying to please everyone. And I'm totally with you. It doesn't mean it's going to be a free-for-all. You still got suspensions and penalties.
No.
But you're just signing the waiver that you will not come back on the league.
Correct.
For that.
I mean, keep the no punching rule. I'm happy with all that. But the best part of our game was watching the collisions.
That's right.
And they still show it on the highlights.
And it's not for everyone. That's just all it is. Yeah. There are parts of the game. There's tag and there's touch and all that sort of thing. That's for everyone. But anyway, we've got to go. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your time.
Work, guys.
See you guys.
See you later. So, chat with Mates, $30 off for 6 months with Mate Internet. Use promo code MATE30. That's MATE30 at checkout. Break and more.